Welcome to the TCAT 10-Minute Take. It is I, your host, Shrey L. Stewart, and with me, as always, is my intrepid co-host, Don the Legend Chambers. And today we are talking about the entirety of the first season of Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Now, originally we were going to split this up like we did for WandaVision, but surprise, there are only 6 episodes instead of 10. So this is what we're going to do, is the whole thing. There will be spoilers. Just know, if you haven't seen all of it by now, just know spoilers. Before we get started, make sure you click that subscribe button and you click that bell to get all the 10-minute takes as soon as they drop. Now, as always, I will set this timer and Mr. Chambers will go first. Go.
Boom. Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Anthony Mackie, Sebastian Stan. Let me say overall, I liked it. But then again, I pretty much like anything Marvel. I gotta be honest. I'm a big time Marvel fan, but I like this. The thing with this though, it felt, I got an incomplete sense. Like I got a sense that we got a taste through these 6 episodes of something bigger coming up, because there's just a lot of questions. You know, I'm still wondering the Dreyfus character, who exactly she is, and maybe some of our listeners might know. Maybe she's in the comic books. Maybe she has a history through there that they know who she is as the Contessa. I don't know. I want to find out more about the power broker, Agent Carter. Is she really bad, or did she kind of cross the line for ulterior reasons? I don't know. You know, I'm dying to find out what's really, like, is at the end of the Planet Smashers is what they're called. Is like, are they done, or is there some more hidden out there? And the fact that Zemo was able to actually get a hold of him, like, is he still going to be a thing, or is he just merely biding his time on the raft for when he's going to decide to break out and, you know, cause some chaos? Wakanda, I'm like, okay, how active is now Wakanda going to be, and who's leading Wakanda? How is that kind of playing out with the unfortunate passing of Chadwick Boseman? Like, what is now happening in, the MCU world of Wakanda, that, we got a little bit of a taste of? I mean, just so many questions. It felt like this series kind of opened a box, and now it's like, okay, I'm kind of seeing bits and pieces of the world, and then it sort of ended, and it's like, okay, there's got to be more to this. And I believe there is, because if you're watching the last episode, at the end it said Captain America and the Winter Soldier. And I'm of the mindset, as I'm thinking others are, that that's what the second season will, in a sense, be called. It's sort of transition from the Falcon to Captain America. And so then hopefully, we'll get some of these answers to this. I hope this wasn't just like a one and done, one-off series. If it is, I'm only going to assume that MCU then decided that maybe some more answers will come in some of their other programming, maybe through their Hawkeye show, or, whatever else they have coming on. Hopefully, if there's a season 2, it's like, okay, we'll get some answers to some of these questions. I'm sure we'll get a lot more questions, which is fine, because it's all about world building. And then I'm more than excited just to sort of see how this ties into the movies. Looks like we're getting closer and closer to being towards the movies. I know movie theaters are open in a lot of areas. I haven't been just yet. I'm still going to give it a little bit of time for more people to get vaccinated until I feel a little more comfortable just sitting around. I mean, I'm comfortable, but I don't have everybody in my household totally vaccinated yet, so I don't want to bring back anything into the house. But
right on.
I know very soon I'll definitely be there and watching, so I'm just sort of curious how all of this will tie in.
Where would you put it on our scale?
If Falcon, like, this is obviously this would be an opening night. Like, I'm there from day one. Again, I'm an MCU fan. I'm a big fan of these two characters. Like these two characters really have like a great arc within the universe itself. So I would have been there. I'm not saying it was a perfect series, but they touched on a lot of great things, especially the Isaiah Bradley story, which
Hmm.
I totally came out of the blue. I had to look that up to see what that was really about. And I'm like, holy cow, I didn't even know that happened in the comics that they brought that in. And I was like, that was amazing. Like this series kind of touched on a lot of great stuff. It left a lot of awesome, cool questions. I thoroughly enjoyed it. If I had to give it like a number scale, probably a 7 to an 8. It's solid. It just felt too short to me. Like being
Well, it
selfish,
was definitely
I just wanted more. Now I'm not
right.
saying that it had to have more, but for me, give me like a 10 episode season. I think that would have been perfect. But 6 was fine. I'm excited for the rest. I thought his costume looked insane at the end. It was just some cool shit. I actually do like the U.S. agent character in the sense of he would make a great um, sort of like I don't want to say a bad guy, but he would definitely be somebody I think would be a great foil as to like to throw a wrench in the works for anything that Sam is trying to do as Captain America.
Right.
I dig the character and the trouble and the mayhem that he could possibly cause. I think it's going to be awesome. So I can't wait to see more from that character as well. I feel bad for Lamar though. Lamar had such
Yeah,
promise
he got robbed
as
for a little bit of
Battlestar.
screen time, but
He
I
would have
gotta
had.
say,
He'd
I
have the.
didn't like it that much as you did, and I'm gonna tell you why. And I feel like it's just a simple case of not everything is for everybody. Like it was totally fine. Like it was totally fine. It just didn't connect with me and resonate with me on the level that I would if we weren't watching it for this show.
Mhm.
And I feel like if um it had been many more episodes, it might have wound up being one of those shows that I just kind of petered out on.
Mm.
And for no real reason other than I just wasn't that into it. I really liked Anthony Mackie and Sebastian Stan's chemistry. I thought their chemistry together was really good. Um, some of the interactions, though, were I don't know. I don't want to say long, like a little long. I don't know. It just seemed like frivolous compared to what was going on. And
Mhm.
like they were like, oh, this is really funny and a really cute moment between these actors. It's probably improv, but there's some important stuff going on that they probably should be paying more attention to, like that kind of thing. Um, I hated the Sharon Carter turn because
But we don't
I
know what that really
we
is,
don't know
though.
what it is, but the way it stands right now, that
Hmm.
didn't make any sense to me.
Okay.
As from what her character has been
Right.
throughout, that makes no sense unless it's not what we think it is. And then if it is what it looks like on its face, then it seems like lazy and wrong. Like they had somebody else in mind and something happened and they just were like, fuck it, she's here.
Hmm.
like, it just seemed like it just felt like I hope that it's not what it is
Hmm.
on the surface. It did leave a lot of questions to be so short, and I don't know if there is. I know there's some grumblings of a movie, a Captain America movie with Anthony Mackie as Captain America,
Yes, I've seen
and
that in development. Yeah.
show. So there will be a lot of answered questions. I do think maybe perhaps I would have liked it better if it had come out first as it was originally intended to instead
Mm.
of WandaVision. Because WandaVision for me set the bar so high in terms of what the possibilities could be.
Hmm.
This felt very regular schmegular. Like it was, we went from this weird, trippy, mind bendy thing to like a Tom Clancy novel,
Hmm.
which is fine if that's what you're into. But I like my entertainment a little weirder. Um,
Ah, got it.
and so, a lot of the political stuff they touched on and the socio-political
Hmm.
stuff that they touched on was really interesting and poignant for, a comic book series, which Marvel never shies away from that kind of stuff. And I appreciate them for it. Um, it just was real, as far as superhero stuff goes, it was real regular, you know?
I get
It
you on
was
that.
real procedural. It was real, like, kind of Tom Clancy spy thriller, actiony. You know, the action pieces were really cool and good. You know, it was well choreographed, but it was like nothing that completely was
Hmm.
expanding my mind and like blowing me away as far as special effects or storylines or world building or universe. It felt very contained
Yeah.
into this thing, and it's kind of a bummer because, which, you know, the blip was kind of a bummer,
Yeah.
and the way I think maybe that's part of it too, was like it sort of circles back to
Yeah.
where society is, and if this kind of thing had really happened, you know, and half the population was gone for 5 years and borders were opened up and we were like this kumbaya, you know, let's pull together. And then suddenly all these people came back and everybody's like, all right, that's done. Go back to where you came from. F you guys. Like, I feel like that it was really real in a
Hmm.
way that was kind of a bummer. Um, and I don't like to be depressed while I'm watching a show or just reminded of the state of the actual world that we live in
Hmm. So
while I'm
then,
watching an escapist show.
sure. So then, what would you give it then?
Um,
Would you
I
have
mean, if
gone to
this,
see this?
I would have gone to see this in the theaters.
Yeah.
Um, I would have been like a little, I don't know, dejected a little bit after the fact. So as it is as a streaming show, it's good to stream, but just know, I mean, not everything is for everybody. And if you don't want, if you want something that's more of an escapist fantasy, you know, into the world of weirdness, which, you know, WandaVision definitely is also a little bit of a bummer too, because it deals with grief and loss and all that stuff. But it was a lot more interesting for
Hmm.
me as far as the execution of it. This was just way real. So
That's true.
I would put it maybe as like a matinee. Go see that in the daytime so you don't have to think about it at night.
True enough. Oh man, so true. But I want to make sure people out there are thinking about subscribing and hitting that bell to be notified about any new 10-minute takes we have coming out here, not only on our YouTube channel, but you can always check us out at tcatnetwork.com, which has got all of our links to our YouTube channel, as well as our podcast page, as well as the podcast and YouTube channel for Good Morning Antioch and The Reading. So don't forget tcatnetwork.com, as well as hit that subscribe and then hit that bell. But we've got more coming. Don't forget, we also have the Mortal Kombat movie, and we also watched the Netflix movie Concrete Cowboys. So definitely stick around, get notified when those come out, and until the next time, hopefully on another MCU show, which is more to Miss Stewart's liking. Maybe more wizardry and some other stuff coming out there. You never
Got
know.
that Loki show coming out this summer, so
I'm sure that's right up her alley. So till that next one there, see ya.